Well, hello everyone, sports fans, Cardinal Nation, this Comics Baker TV here. So, I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts of what I thought about the St. Louis Cardinals 2025 season as the Cardinals lost today in the regular season finale of 2025 2-0 to the Chicago Cubs. We unfortunately get swept in the regular season finale. And yeah, we had 6 hits in this game, and our offense in these 3 games was pretty quiet. So definitely disappointing. Was really hoping we could, take 2 of 3 from a Cubs team that's already, of course, clinched the playoff spots. They don't really have anything to play for. And our starter today in game 162 was Kyle Leahy, getting his first ever Major League start. And this was really the first time all season that we were going with a different starter out of our original 5, which was Sonny Gray, Miles Michaelis, Andre Plante, McGreevy, as well as Eric Fetty before he was cut, and even Steven Matz before we traded him also made a couple of starts. So in 3 scoreless innings for Leahy, allowed just 1 hit, and wraps up a solid season for Leahy. Pitched quite a bit, and he finishes with a 3.07 ERA for the season. So, solo home run at the bottom of the 5th by Seiya Suzuki to make it 1-0 Cubs for Suzuki, the Japanese outfielder. He finishes with 32 home runs and 103 RBIs. Then an RBI single in the bottom of the 7th by rookie first baseman Moises Ballesteros to make it a 2-0 game, and that was off of John Keane. Both runs were charged, or rather, one of the runs was charged to Keane, the other to Ryan Fernandez. That was actually an honored run. So, but yeah, it's definitely a tough loss for us. 2 hits for Thomas Sajaci, wrapping up his first full season in the major leagues also, and 2 hits for Victor Scott II, who finishes with 34 stolen bases. He had a stolen base in this game, so that's top 10 in the National League, and the most by a Cardinal in quite a while. So successful season for Scott. And Nolan Arenado, who, well, did not play in this game, and yesterday he had a home run in what was likely his final game as a Cardinal. Seems like he's going to waive his no-trade clause, and Cardinals are now going to seek a trade for him this offseason. So, and we finish 2025 with a record of 78-84, 4th place in the National League Central, and unfortunately missed the playoffs for a 3rd straight season. So definitely disappointing. We did not reach our goal of winning a 12th World Series title, but really also missed our goal of not making the playoffs altogether. And even though that didn't happen, this was still a pretty solid season, I have to say, and I think we surprised quite a bit of people. We got off to a red-hot start to the season. We're dominant at home for pretty much the entire season, and in the first half, we were one of the best teams in all of baseball at home. And it looked like we were making a case to challenge the Cubs for the Central Division title. But in the second half, really from July on, the Milwaukee Brewers were the best team in baseball. And out of nowhere, they pretty much ran away with the Central Division, and they ended up with the best record in baseball, 97 wins. So, and yeah, but we didn't make really any changes at all in the last off season, and so that's why not many people were counting on us, and some people were even predicting us to be in last place in the division, and with less than 70 wins, which I honestly didn't think that would happen. But we finished 4th place, and unfortunately that's finish below 500. we had a chance to potentially finish the season at 500, but we would have to sweep the Cubs, and that unfortunately didn't happen. So, but yeah, and just a solid season for us. And next year kind of will be the start of a new era of Cardinals baseball. We'll have Hein Bloom taking over as president of baseball operations for the Cardinals, replacing John Mozeliak, who's been with Cardinals for a long time. So this was his final game. So, but I'm definitely proud of this team. Got a lot of young players on this team. You got Mason Wynn, who had a very solid season. Unfortunately, his season ended early, but still he had a very solid season. Ivan Herrera, who was our opening day catcher, but really was DHing for most of the season after that. And boy, what a season he had. If he would have stayed healthy, he would have been in the mix potentially for a batting title. He finishes his season batting .284. So, but he came up with some big hits for us all season long. Same for Brendan Donovan, our lone all-star. Joel Poso, who actually got the start at first base today. And Poso, who, replaced Herrera basically as Cardinals catcher, and it came through with some clutch hits. So, Lars Nootbaar, who when he's healthy, very solid player. And yeah. So, and our pitching staff, struggled at times. Honestly, our pitching staff did not strike out a ton of batters, minus Sonny Gray, who reached 200 strikeouts on the season. Minus him, our pitchers really did not strike a ton of batters out. So, and of course, we were busy at the deadline getting rid of Ryan Helsley, which wasn't super surprising. It was honestly rumored and thought it might have happened, and it did. We traded him to the New York Mets, and boy, he struggled big time with the Mets. And the New York Mets, they missed out on the playoffs with their loss today. They would have had to have won today and have the Brewers beat the Reds. They did beat the Reds, but the Mets lost. So they are eliminated, and boy, what a collapse by the Mets. They at one point had the best record in baseball, and just a huge decline in the second half, and they missed out on the playoffs altogether. So, so that's too bad for them. So, but we have a lot of young talent on this team, and depending on some signings and equations that we make in the off season, I mean, we could challenge the Brewers and Cubs for division title next season. So, and with the new staff, so I definitely think we need a new closer. I mean, we had Riley O'Brien close out a bunch of games. He's solid. Gotten to like him a lot. But do you think we need kind of an experienced veteran closer type pitcher? So Jojo Romero also is a solid pitcher also. So just a solid year for us all around. Some really good moments. And I mean, it seemed like this team never quit. We were down several runs. We would come back, and sometimes we'd make it a ball game again. And I mean, just less than a week ago against the Giants, we were down by 5 runs and came all the way back and won that one. Too bad the next time we were eliminated, but still, just proud of this team. Honestly, did a little better than even I thought. So, but yeah, so now the off season, the playoffs are set, and the Toronto Blue Jays have the top seed in the American League, the Milwaukee Brewers the top seed in the National League, and the Cleveland Guardians made an unbelievable comeback, really comeback of the century. They were down 15 games in mid-July, and then by September 1st they were 10 games back at the Tigers in the AL Central, and now They are division champs and will host the Tigers in the wild card series. So what an amazing, unbelievable comeback by Cleveland. So the Seattle Mariners, who are the 2 seed, they're trying to make it to their first ever World Series appearance. And yeah, what a year for them. Cal Raleigh, their catcher, led the major leagues with 60 home runs. Basically, him or Aaron Judge are going to be the MVP in the American League. So, and yeah, so up next for the Cardinals, we will open up the 2026 season on March 26th. That'll be the earliest opening day start ever in Major League Baseball. We will open up the season next year at home against the Tampa Bay Rays in interleague play. It'll actually be a second straight year that we will open up the season at home in interleague play. So, definitely look forward to that. So, and yeah, just definitely look forward to, the playoffs and the off season and just see what this team does. So, but anyway, I guess till next season, it seems like a long time from now, but really, it doesn't seem all that far from now. It's 2026 season. So, till then, as always, comic speakers saying, go Cards. And let me know what you guys thought of the Cardinals 2025 season.